Your past is not your prison, it's your platform. So many people live their lives shackled by the belief that their past defines who they are and what they're capable of. They hold on to failures, mistakes, and setbacks like a badge of identity. But let me tell you something, the only thing your past determines is where you started. Where you go from here is entirely up to you. Right now, in this moment, you have the power to rewrite your story. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Think about this, every great success story begins with adversity. Every hero faces challenges that seem insurmountable at first. That's not a coincidence, it's a pattern of life. Your past, no matter how painful or messy, is not the end of your story. It's the raw material for your comeback. And a comeback isn't just about rising from the ashes. It's about using those ashes as fuel to build something extraordinary. Let me ask you, what have you been holding on to from your past? Is it a failure? A bad relationship? A dream you gave up on? Whatever it is, I want you to picture it right now in your mind. Feel it. Acknowledge it. You don't have to deny it or suppress it. But here's the truth, that thing you're holding on to, it doesn't define you. It's a moment in time, not a life sentence. It's an experience, not your identity. Too often, people let their past dictate their future because they're asking the wrong questions. They say things like, why did this happen to me, or what's wrong with me? Those questions keep you stuck. They keep you small. But if you're going to rebuild yourself, you've got to ask empowering questions instead. Questions like, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? What opportunities are hidden in this challenge? When you shift your focus from blame to growth, everything changes, your perspective shifts. Suddenly, that failure isn't a weight dragging you down. It's a stepping stone lifting you higher. That heartbreak isn't the end of love, it's a lesson about what you truly deserve. That setback isn't a stop sign, it's a green light to reinvent yourself. I'll give you an example. Think about someone like Oprah Winfrey. She was born into poverty, suffered abuse, and faced rejection after rejection early in her career. By all accounts, her past could have been an anchor holding her back. But she made a choice, a decision to use her past as fuel for her future. She didn't let her circumstances define her, she let them refine her. And now she's a global icon, impacting millions of lives. You see, it's not your past that matters, it's the meaning you give it. And meaning is something you control. Right now you have the power to assign a new meaning to every event in your life. You can choose to see your challenges as gifts. You can choose to see your struggles as opportunities to grow. And when you make that choice, you take back your power. Here's the thing, rebuilding yourself doesn't mean forgetting your past or pretending it didn't happen. It means honoring it as part of your journey while refusing to let it dictate your destination. Imagine for a moment that your life is like a house. Maybe that house has been damaged, maybe it's fallen apart. But the foundation, the essence of who you are, is still strong. And from that foundation, you can build something even greater than before. But let's be real, rebuilding isn't easy. It takes courage, it takes grit. It takes a willingness to face the truth about where you are and where you want to go. But let me tell you, it's worth it. Because on the other side of that effort is freedom. It's confidence. It's a life that you've designed, not one you've settled for. One of the most powerful tools you have in this process is gratitude. I know that might sound strange. How can you be grateful for a painful past? But here's the secret: gratitude transforms everything it touches. When you can look at your past, yes, even the hard parts, and say, thank you for the lessons, thank you for the strength you gave me, you reclaim your power. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and start becoming the architect of your life. I want you to close your eyes for a moment and think about a time in your past when you thought you'd never get through something. Maybe it was a breakup, a loss, a failure, or a setback that knocked the wind out of you. Now fast forward to today. You survived, didn't you? Not only did you survive, you learned, you grew, and you're still here standing strong. That's proof that you are more resilient than you think. It's proof that you have what it takes to rebuild yourself. And don't for a second think that this process is about perfection. It's not. Rebuilding yourself is about progress, not perfection. It's about taking one step forward, even when it feels like the odds are stacked against you. It's about choosing to rise over and over again, no matter how many times you fall. Because every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. So what's the next step for you? What's one thing you can do right now to start rebuilding? Maybe it's letting go of a limiting belief. Maybe it's forgiving yourself or someone else. Maybe it's taking a leap of faith toward a dream you've been afraid to pursue. Whatever it is, do it now. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment is an illusion. The only moment you have is this one. And let me tell you something else, you don't have to do this alone. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who lift you up, and who remind you of your potential. Find mentors, friends, or a community that inspires you. Because when you're rebuilding, the people in your life can either be a wind at your back or an anchor at your feet. Choose wisely. At the end of the day, rebuilding yourself is the ultimate act of self-love. It's saying, I'm worth the effort. I'm worth the struggle. I'm worth the transformation, and you are. You absolutely are. So what's it going to be? Are you going to let your past hold you back, or are you going to use it as fuel to propel you forward? The choice is yours. And when you choose to rebuild, to rise, to step into the person you're meant to be, you'll look back one day and realize that your past wasn't the end of your story, it was just the beginning. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. It's the single most powerful force in your life. You can have the greatest vision, the most compelling goals, and the most inspiring ideas, but without action, none of it means anything. Action is what moves you forward. It's what separates those who wish for change from those who create it. But let's be real, taking action isn't always easy. Sometimes it feels overwhelming, doesn't it? You think about all the things you need to do, all the changes you want to make, and it's like staring up at a mountain that seems impossible to climb. But here's the truth, you don't need to conquer the mountain in one leap. All you need to do is take the first step. You see, momentum is your best friend when you're rebuilding yourself. The first step doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't even have to be big. It just has to be forward. Because once you start moving, something incredible happens, momentum kicks in. Suddenly, what felt impossible starts to feel manageable. What felt overwhelming starts to feel exciting. And the more you move, the more unstoppable you become. Let me give you an example. Think about a rocket launching into space. Did you know that most of the fuel it uses is burned up in the first few minutes of liftoff? That's because it takes massive energy to break free from gravity. But once it's in orbit, it barely uses any fuel at all. The same is true for you. The hardest part of taking action is getting started, but once you do, you'll find that the energy you need to keep going becomes easier and easier to access. So what's stopping you from taking that first step? Is it fear? Uncertainty? Doubt. Let me tell you something, those feelings are normal. They're part of the process. But they don't have to control you. Fear will always be there when you're stepping into the unknown. The key is to act despite the fear. To move forward even when you don't have all the answers. Because clarity comes from action, not the other way around. Too many people get stuck waiting. They wait for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect circumstances. But here's the reality, there is no perfect time. The stars will never perfectly align. Life will never hand you a go signal on a silver platter. If you're waiting for the right time, you'll be waiting forever. The right time is now. Let me share a story with you. Years ago, I worked with someone who wanted to start their own business but felt paralyzed by fear. They kept saying, I need to do more research. I need to learn more. I'm not ready yet. And you know what happened? Years passed and they were still stuck in the same place, still waiting to feel ready. Meanwhile, others with less knowledge and fewer resources had already taken action and built something incredible. Why? Because they didn't wait for perfection, they just started. This isn't about being reckless or ignoring preparation. It's about realizing that action creates progress and progress builds confidence. The moment you take that first step, you prove to yourself that you're capable. You send a message to your brain that says, I'm doing this, I'm moving forward, and that message is powerful. It rewires your mind to focus on solutions instead of obstacles. Now, Let's talk about what it means to take bold action. I'm not talking about dipping your toes in the water. I'm talking about jumping in with both feet. When you take bold action, you're making a statement not just to the world, but to yourself. You're saying, I'm all in. I'm committed. I'm not just interested in change, I'm creating it. Bold action doesn't mean you have to do something dramatic or risky. It means you have to do something meaningful. It could be as simple as making that phone call you've been avoiding, starting that project you've been dreaming about, or having that tough conversation you've been putting off. Bold action is about doing the thing that scares you, because you know it's the thing that will move you closer to your goals. And here's the beautiful thing about action, it's contagious. When you take one step, it leads to another, and before you know it, you're in motion. You're building momentum. And momentum is a force of nature. It's like a snowball rolling downhill small at first, but with every turn, it grows bigger and more unstoppable. But let me be clear, action isn't just about movement, it's about effective movement. It's about focusing your energy on the things that truly matter. So many people spend their time being busy instead of being productive. They confuse activity with progress. Don't fall into that trap. When you're rebuilding yourself, every action should be aligned with your vision and your goals. Ask yourself, what are the 3 most important actions I can take today to move closer to the person I want to become? Write them down, commit to them, and then do them. Don't let distractions or excuses get in the way. Because every time you honor your commitments to yourself, you strengthen your self-belief. And self-belief is the foundation of everything. Now, let's talk about the power of consistency. Taking action isn't a one-time thing, it's a habit. It's something you do every day, even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. Because consistency is what turns effort into results. It's what transforms a single step into a lifelong journey of growth and success. Think about athletes. They don't train only when they're motivated, they train because it's a commitment. They show up every day, rain or shine, because they know that greatness is built one workout at a time. The same principle applies to you. Rebuilding yourself is about showing up for your goals, for your dreams, and for yourself day after day. And let me tell you something, you're going to fail along the way. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have days when you fall short. And that's okay. Failure isn't the opposite of progress, it's a part of it. Every failure is a lesson. Every mistake is a step forward, as long as you're willing to learn and keep moving. So let me ask you, what's one bold step you can take right now, not tomorrow, not next week, right now? Maybe it's making a decision you've been avoiding. Maybe it's reaching out to someone who can help you. Maybe it's committing to a daily habit that will move you closer to your goals. Whatever it is, do it. Don't overthink it. Don't second guess yourself. Just take action. Because here's the truth, you don't need to have it all figured out to get started. You just need to start. Clarity, confidence, and success don't come before action, they come as a result of it. So take that first step, then take the next, and the next. Before you know it, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. You'll realize that the mountain you thought you couldn't climb is now behind you. And you'll know, deep down, that you are capable of rebuilding yourself, one bold, unstoppable action at a time. As we close today, I want to leave you with one powerful thought. You have everything you need right now to rebuild yourself. Your past doesn't define you, it's simply the foundation upon which you will build your future. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You don't need to wait for everything to be lined up. The only thing you need to do is take action, take that first step, no matter how small, and then keep moving forward. You are capable of achieving greatness, not because of your circumstances, but because of your decisions, your commitment, and your relentless pursuit of progress. You have the power to create the life you want. And it starts right now with one decision, one action, one step forward. The world is waiting for you to show up as the best version of yourself. And you don't have to do it alone. You have the tools, you have the strength, and you have the ability to overcome anything that stands in your way. So stand up, commit to your growth, take that action, and never forget the journey of rebuilding yourself begins today, and it's unstoppable.